Hey guys, it's me Jack here, and welcome back to another episode of World of Tanks. Today we're going to be doing something a bit different. We're going to be looking at the brand new Tier 8 Premium Swedish Tank Destroyer, the STRV S1. Now this was introduced yesterday, and I picked it up thinking it's going to be a great money maker, having looked at the stats online and decided whether it's the one for me. So we're on the Ruinberg map today. It's a Tier 8 game, and you can see already that I've taken up what would be described as a camping position at the back of the map. Now that's because the STRV S1, or the S1 as I'm going to call it from now on, has the characteristics of the high tier Swedish tank destroyers, in that it has extremely well sloped but very thin frontal armour. It also has a very accurate, rapid firing, high penetration, high DPM gun, and of course has the features that you get in the tier 8, 9 and 10 tank destroyers, which is siege mode. Now you can see the mobility of the S1 is very good here. It has a top speed of 50 kilometers an hour forward and a 45 kilometers an hour backwards reverse speed. And you might be saying, well Jack, what's going on here? You weren't going 45 backwards, you were going 8. Well, that's because when you change from travel mode, as it's called, into siege mode, the gun accuracy and statistics change dramatically. However, when you are in your travel mode, the gun performs far worse, but you get the mobility advantage that you need to get out of these situations. Now you can see that the armor so far has been a mixed bag. I bounced a shot there from the IKV 65-2. However, I was penetrated by the T8 prototype, and that's because the tank has 30mm of hull armor everywhere, and because it's so incredibly sloped, that means that it's an auto ricochet for guns with the caliber under 91mm. However, if you have a gun greater than 91 or greater, then you will be able to overmatch this tank. Now, if you're shooting at this tank with a 91 or less millimeter gun, and it's bouncing, what I would recommend you do is load your high explosive anti-tank ammunition, because that will ignore the sloping and just go straight through. So let's talk a little bit more about this tank here. It has a base DPM of 2,000 would be a bit extreme, 2,392. Now that's pretty good, especially considering the gun has a pretty hefty punch of 390 alpha damage. But where this tank shines is in the penetration. It has 288mm of penetration with its standard APCR rounds, and you can buff that to 320mm with its premium APCR rounds. It also has some high explosive rounds, which you can see here have a penetration of 53 and does 480 average damage. Now the tank, as I said, has a top speed of 50 kilometers an hour forward and 45 backwards, which is very useful in getting in and out of situations. However, the horsepower per ton ratio, the weight of the tank, is only 16.29 with the equipment that I've got loaded, which is binoculars and a camouflage net. I hadn't fitted it with a gun rammer in this battle. The traverse speeds are extremely good when you are in the siege mode, but when you're not, they're not so good at all, and it really impacts the tank's performance when you're trying to maneuver. As you could see there, I was circled by the Bulldog, however, fortunately my teammates took him out. Again there you witnessed that the M41 Walker Bulldog with its 76mm gun was unable to penetrate my tank, and again the IKV 65 bounced as well. Even the Super Pershing, which has a 90mm gun, I believe, bounced off the front of this tank, because that's how this armor works. When you're facing tanks with smaller caliber guns, it's much more effective. Now the view range of this tank, with its binoculars deployed when it's in siege mode, is 437 meters, and that's with my crew, without any skills. And that's pretty good. That will spot most of the map when you are, certainly on a map like Ruinberg, when you are camouflaged up. However, you can see that the base view range without the binoculars is only 350 meters, and I have a bit of a misplay there. I bumped into the wall right as I was about to shoot that T-34-85. Fortunately, he bounces his shots because, again, he can't penetrate. I repair my tracks and sneak a shot through that arch in the building there to take him out. Now all that's left is the ISU 152, and you can see we've racked up a considerable amount of damage, but by no means a massive amount. It's because this tank is so new that this was an ace tank gameplay, but you can see we've picked up 3 kills and quite a lot of spotting, and surprisingly enough, 1,230 damage blocked with our assistance. A blind shot into the ISU there finishes him off, and you can see that that's the strength of this tank. It is the high DPM when you're in the siege mode, and just being able to, take down your opponents very quickly. So let's have a look at the post-game stats.